Chapter 26. When I was 11, I went to the county fair with Vincent and his dad. Mr. Hawk, in his usual exhausted state, gave us each $10, then took a nap in the shade. Since we only had enough money for 3 rides each, we had to compromise. We agreed on the giant sack slide, then I chose the Ferris wheel, and Vincent chose the Hall of Horrors. I didn't want to go into the Hall of Horrors, but we had made a deal. I did the stupid Ferris wheel, Vincent complained while dragging me across the walkway. The facade on the Hall of Horrors had a giant picture of a vampire, some heads in jars, and a bunch of zombies with blood dripping from their mouths. I got kind of shaky, and my palms started to sweat. This really ugly guy with no teeth took our tickets. "Is it scary?" I asked him. He just shrugged. "I ain't giving no refunds if you puke or nothing." Great. That sounded just great. Screams of terror emerged from the black curtain entryway. Evil laughter beckoned us forward, if we dared. Vincent went right in with a big smile on his face, like he was looking for Easter eggs or treasure of some kind. The ugly man told me to move it because the line was backing up. I didn't puke, but I closed my eyes and held onto Vincent's shirt sleeve. "Welcome to the Hall of Horrors," a recorded voice said. "Once you have stepped inside, you will never escape." And that's exactly how I felt standing outside Java Heaven. I'd rather go into a million halls of horrors than that place. I'd rather face countless jars filled with brains and contorted faces than the perky, bleached smiles of Java Heaven's staff. Without a sleeve to hold on to, I stepped inside. The place was clean, warm, and friendly. Giant clouds hung from the ceiling. A big poster advertising the new Vincent Mocha hung behind the counter. Voices and trendy music filled the air. My head didn't explode, my body didn't disintegrate, but my soul shriveled. I scanned the room quickly. Heidi's herd sat at the back tables, cutting foam snowflakes. I didn't see Vincent, which was a relief because I didn't want to explain why I was breaking my own law. Heidi would tell him soon enough. Everyone would know, soon enough. In order to get to the counter, I had to meander past stands of packaged goodies and all sorts of merchandise stamped with the Cloud logo. Very clever. Little brown bags filled with Java Heaven Organic Morning Blend and Java Heaven Organic Holiday Blend crowded the shelves. "What are you doing here?" Heidi asked. She held a platter of cookies. "Did you come to help with the snowflakes?" "I need to talk to your dad." "No way. That's weird. You never come in here." Up close she was still really pretty, but she had these dark circles under her eyes. Was overachievement finally getting to her? "Where is he, your dad?" "He's in his office. It's over there." She pointed, then delivered the cookies to the work party. Turning my face away from the snowflake-making students, I walked to the back of the shop. This was the worst kind of Hall of Horrors, because the monster wasn't a mannequin or a recorded voice or a robot. The monster was real, and he was sitting behind his desk. He didn't look one bit surprised to see me. "Where's your white flag?" he asked, leaning back in his chair. I guess it was totally obvious that our coffeehouse was floundering. The health department sign was just icing on his victory cake. "I need to tell you something." "William, what is this?" An elderly woman stormed into the office, pushing me aside. She waved a piece of paper. "I told you I wanted to fly first class. This is clearly not a first-class ticket." "Now, Mother," Mr. Darling stood. He brushed his hands over his navy sweater, smoothing out the folds. "That's the best deal I could get." "Best deal?" She shook the ticket into his face. "You're a cheapskate. That's what you are. You've always been a cheapskate. Bad enough that you're shipping me off to retirement hell. It's retirement universe. It's death, that's what it is. You're sending me there to die." She slapped the ticket onto his desk. "If you want to get rid of me that badly, then you'll have to do it first class. I want another ticket." She looked me over. "I hope your grandmother is feeling better." Then she stormed out. Mr. Darling straightened his sweater again, then returned to his chair. He didn't seem one bit embarrassed that he, a grown man, had just been yelled at by his mother. "You were saying?" I steadied myself, my feet wide apart to offset the weight of humiliation. "My grandmother wanted me to tell you that she's willing to take you up on her offer." "Of course she is." He folded his hands. "But my offer no longer stands." "What?" "I'm buying the entire building. I'll be your new landlord. The deal will close in 30 days. Now that you have a reputation for harboring rodents, I anticipate that you'll be out of business by this weekend. And once your rent is overdue, there will be no need for me to honor your lease. I can legally evict you." "But you told us you would pay us for our space," I cried. He stood. "Now I'm telling you that I don't need to." He opened the back door, motioning to the alley that our businesses shared. "I'm sure you'll be more comfortable going out this way." Is there a word bigger than hate, despise, loathe, detest? Take all those words and mix them together, and that's what I felt. If I had been starring in an old movie, I would have slapped him and called him a scoundrel, but a slap in the real world is called aggravated assault. Give me that coffee bean, give it to me right now, because what I most desire is not to make Java Heaven disappear, but to make this big jerk disappear. But "Goodbye," he pointed out the door. And then something amazing happened. The wind kicked up and blew right into Mr. Darling's office. It rustled across the papers on his desk, sending a few into the alley. Mr. Darling chased after them. Watching him struggle to catch each one, cursing and nearly tripping, was a small consolation. With the last paper retrieved, he glared at me, told me to leave, then slammed the door. I stood in the alley. If ever there was a time to cry, it would have been right then and there. But I didn't cry. Something had caught my eye. A single piece of paper, still held aloft by the wind, floated directly overhead. It fluttered, then landed right in my outstretched hand. It was a receipt from the Acme Supply Company, the same company that we ordered from. The receipt was for the delivery of 280 pounds of generic coffee. Generic coffee? That was even cheaper than the brand we used. According to the billboard and the television commercials, Java Heaven only sold 100% organic free trade rainforest preserving coffee, not generic coffee. 2 more items were listed on the receipt: a crate of brown paper bags and 10 rolls of custom printed labels. Oh, piece of paper, where have you been my whole life?